Now, hello there. Diary entry for the 27th of November 2015. As you can see, this is my new scarfie I bought not that long ago from Penny's. But anyway, this particular video, which I will actually warn you ahead in the descriptor, it contains graphic content, just so you're aware of that warning in the actual diary as well. We're going to continue on. Today being Friday, which is yesterday, because technically it's Saturday today. Today wasn't a bad day. Before I go on though, I actually mysteriously forgot to mention my post in both the video and or my blog, is what they call it these days, and my what do you call the other and the diary entry. They actually had a mini, if you want to call it so-called actual bicycle crash. So what that was, I was coming home from I think social welfare in the afternoon, well slash evening. So I was cycling home in Drumcondra, and my bike, it's currently having brake issues. Great time, if you know what I mean, because I can't afford to pay them now to fix the bike. But anyway, so as such, I've had to use, which I've been doing for the past while, to use the wire that's in the middle of the bar. So it's literally there. It's not the handlebar, it's the thing that goes down, from your crotch downwards, across, the crossbars, that's what I'm looking for. So, but there's a little wire there that controls the braking system, So, hang on there. Okay. Right. So anyway, so to make sure that, but unfortunately, when the lights were turning orange, I thought I could actually cross the orange lights to go over the bridge, because I was coming at such a speed in the first place anyway, and the lights had just about turned orange. And normally when it goes orange or amber, is what they call it in the US, it goes immediately to red. So I said, okay, so I better just stop, because there was cars turning, i.e. blocking me from actually continuing my straight path. So they were breaking the lights, let alone myself. So it was kind of a catch-22. So basically what happened was, the bike was failing to stop because I had this little fella on one of the handlebars or the brakes, so he wasn't helping mine. Not to worry, baby. But beyond that though, so the bike was failing to stop at the red light, so I just pulled the wire, but I actually never thought, so why would you believe it? So what I had to do is literally let the bike crash into it. It's I don't even know what to describe it. It's always found at every single traffic light, whereby there's a light inside it, and it's surrounded by plastic, and it has sometimes, depending on the area or whatever you're in, it has sometimes arrows to tell the cars to stay in lane. So that, say if it's on, it's used for nighttime. That bit I do know. So if you're driving or whatever at nighttime and this thing is lit up, it will have a big huge arrow to tell you keep to this side, keep to that side, whatever. Well, I had to actually crash into that, so to stop the bike from braking. But moving on though, I just can't think tonight. There's a name for these big. It's basically a rectangular box, and it stands up. That's basically all I can describe. But there was pedestrian used about, I think, to cross, and he looked at me in disgust, which I actually don't understand why. And personally, I don't think there was a need. Like, I didn't run him over, I didn't run anyone over, so I can't understand what was going on with his mind. So I was simply trying to not break the lights. It's that simple. So I just stopped suddenly, like everyone else does. So moving on, I just hopped into bed, done my business, if you know what I mean, wink wink. And then I got a missed call off mom. Now my sister told me in the previously, before I went to bed, that mom was calling to social welfare in King's Institute, which is the same kind I've been doing all along. And as such, I was wanting to find out, because initially I was going to say, I'm not going to bother with mom or dad for the day, weekend, whatever, right? So I said, I'll just see what happens, you know. But anyway, as it happens though, they actually I don't think my mother went in because there was no mention on the phone at all. Because when I rang her back, there was no mention of it whatsoever. So I'm not sure exactly whether she went in or if she didn't. Maybe she didn't bother, like I said. I don't know. Either way, she rang to say she dropped down food. So I ate. Obviously the food was closed, but I had scrumptious was. So she arrived earlier than anticipated because we agreed for 5 o'clock yesterday evening, but she came at 4:35 p.m. So I just happened to be, because I'm about to tell you something now relating to my thoughts. Well, one thought anyway, that kept me awake so I couldn't really sleep properly. And I'll tell you that in a very short while, in due course. But because of that, I wasn't able to sleep, so I was just checking the phone every now and then. And lo and behold, my phone lights up. It didn't ring because I had it muted, you see. But thankfully, I looked when I did, because when I looked, the phone lit up and said, incoming mom, you know. So obviously I answered the phone and Now, da 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 da. So she rang to doctor and then she rang, okay, and I got €300 as part of my bills issue with the income, aka the social welfare issue. Now, yesterday I reported to you and to my mates that if, how would you put it, I have 80 quid from my dad's money from he gave us last week. I have that still. That's going to the bank directly, hopefully tomorrow Sunday. And I'll transfer for Frankie my rent, my landlord, sorry, for the rent for this week, okay? And then if I don't get cash on Tuesday from the state or social welfare, I call it social welfare the state because it belongs to the government anyway or the country. If I don't get money from them, I use my dad's 300, which is the same money I got today. But if I do, I'll be yanking that back to him because I was thinking about it the whole day that he'll have a hold on me in relation to Westwood now. You see, that mightn't go down too well, you know. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, you know. So then, now shortly, and then I was trying to sleep, like I said, throughout the whole day since I went to bed or sleep or whatever. So I woke up around 7. No, what was it? So 4. No, obviously I went to sleep around 11ish, I think. Oh yeah, well, whatever. I think it's around 11ish I went to sleep, and obviously I couldn't sleep too well. So because of the following now. So again, I'm going to warn you. It contains graphic content, so just so that you're aware. Alright. Now, so shortly while trying to sleep, of which it kept me awake more or less, I had a bit of sleep, not much, but I'll continue on. I had a severe, that should say, not severe. Severe. Oh, too late. Sorry, supposed to die. Right. I had a severe thought relating to ISIS, the terrorist crowd. Now, I used to know what it stood for, but I don't know why I've forgotten it now. So, but anyway, they're not quite good people, so I won't be bothered to look it up. But anyway, the thought being that I'm kidnapped by them and they slice me throat open or throat on video, i.e., killing me, and they post a video online like they've been doing constantly with other victims. Alright, my sis and my mates and whoever else, my relatives, whoever, find this video on FB or the internet, or my relatives gets probably just news, depending on the way it goes. I don't know, or whatever. On the video, excuse me, they say my name. This is Georgian Stednescu. He's going something like that. They say, and whatever else they say, because sometimes it's in Arabic, other times it's in English. So it depends on the person. But and if that wasn't as bad enough, the terrorist guy has now to me like and draws the shape. Now he doesn't do the actual. Cool, that's great. Right, he doesn't do the actual incision. He just draws the shape, and I obviously feel it, but he doesn't do the actual thing, right? So but this is a separate thought, but in the same category, or same thought, sorry. But another separately, then he says, or where am I? The hell am I? It's like, okay, yeah, they've been doing organizers, okay, and they say this, okay, something like that, right? And has draws the knife to me neck or me neck and draws the shape of the slice. Again, not incision. But I says I ain't into pain, right? So what he does, he just shoots me in the back, and because that doesn't kill me, what doesn't kill you make you stronger, as they say. He shoots me in the temple of the head, or I the head, which is the side here. So, as you can gather, not the best dream, or well, more so thought going to sleep. So, probably a reason why I didn't get to sleep at that particular time, So then, when I got up, I was to meet Mom, and then I just stayed up, ate their stuff, and then I headed out to meet Barry, because it was his birthday today, the 27th. I initially was to lodge 8 years for this week's rent. However, it wasn't to be because I was, it got too tight to time, Excuse me. Then to get a few things, the groceries again, like toilet paper, tea, white coffee, and sugar, the basics. Yeah, again, ran out of time there, so perhaps tonight or maybe tomorrow, depending. So to make a long story short, I just wanted the autos, then the film. Alright? So I got a greeting cards and pens in Eurogiant. So then I was going to write the card in the shop. Alright, so I opened up the package. But I said, no, I'll just write in the shop, or in the office, It was unfortunate I had made that decision because, as happened, he himself was there. The birthday boy, he himself was there, so I said, crap, how wrong I was, as Barry himself was there. Oh, and don't get me wrong, I also didn't mind him being there, but it's kind of very difficult, because he was sitting beside me, and I bought a set of pens, and none of them worked. Well, I wasn't going through all 20 or 30 of them, because we had to film to go to, and they wouldn't work, the ones I tried, so he offered me a pen to use, and in fact I was writing for him, it was very awkward, so, I don't know, but when I gave him the teddy bear, the big yokai, which is this fella, his little boy, well his is without a little cry, so his is just a smiley. My sister has one of these, just without a smile. Oh, hers is with a smile like his, and mine is only the cry. So, that being said, he wasn't totally enthusiastic, but I'd say more so I would have put him classified as he was more very appreciative. And that's the only thing that I ask in a human being, that they're appreciative, and as one would say, the thought. Okay? So then, okay, he was most appreciative, like I say. So I asked Barry, just somehow. Now you may recall me when I was telling you about, in a separate video, entity again, a bit of graphic, not too much because I'm not going to go into detail. You may recall me about a dream or a thought I had whereby I butchered myself, literally, and the skin hanging out like a cow, or a dead cow, that kind of thing. Well, I asked Barry, like, if humans were to eat humans, or their own skin for that matter, more so was the question, would they grow fangs? So as I, considering I'm in Romania, and Romania, well, in particular the area, depending, it's probably mythology, but I'll explain though in a moment. So, I initially asked him, can I ask you a stupid question? And he said, of course you can. But I then immediately, to make a joke out of it, I immediately quoted from Mrs. Brown. So Mrs. Brown, or Winnie McGoogle, which is Mrs. Brown's best friend, played by Eilish O'Carroll, who's gay by the way, she asks Mrs. Brown, who is played by Brendan O'Carroll, I think the sister, or the brother, sorry. So he asks Mrs. Brown, can I ask you a stupid question? And Mrs. Brown herself replies back, and no better woman I know. We all get a great laugh out of that. But anyways, moving on. I thought he's not really a complete fan. He knows an odd episode here and there. I mean, Barry. So I then asked him about biting into my skin for self-harm reasons or whatever. Would it grow fangs, i.e. the teeth? Like, I first ensured he wasn't a vegetarian case. Like, if he were a vegetarian, obviously no problem getting into detail, especially, so I wouldn't mind. But if he's not a vegetarian, which he isn't, he did say that he actually gets queasy, so I said I'd respect his decision, I just wouldn't go on. Well, I just still asked him about the question about fangs, and he came up with a very interesting item now, So, zipper will install it or whatever, right? But moving on though, he explained evolution that would take over thousands of years, that, like, if humans were to go back to primitive times, like, say if there were no laptops or not laptops, say, no food science, and they had to depend on meat for a whole bizarre reason. But if there were to be the case, humans would have to evolve again. I thought it would be just simply medication that you grow fangs yourself, but no, he meant actually over thousands of years, which I'd be well gone by then, But that perhaps though. So yeah, and like I said, my sister was well able to I don't know what she's squeezing. Now, she's not a vegetarian herself now, but she seemed to be alright when I told her about the cow being slaughtered. Well, I was giving her an analogy between my skin and the cow, that kind of thing, But she seemed to be okay. Well, she didn't tell me about it anyway. But anyway, so then quite interesting, says I. So Barry and I went upstairs to men's night, and then of course I corrected myself to Patrick, because I told Patrick there's a gay Dublin Gaming course concert coming up on Sunday week, and I told him it's actually on Friday, being today, right? And obviously he knew it wasn't on today because he must have asked around or whatever. So I said, okay. So I obviously corrected myself by telling him it's actually 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock in Pepper Canister Church. He actually asked me, where is this thing located, the concert. He obviously knew where the actual building was, but he told me what it was, and when I got the image in my head, I said, oh my god, I can't believe it's in that beautiful church. So if I do get a chance, I will actually post pics. Speaking of chance to post Christmas lights up as well, now that I think about it. O'Connell Street anyway. So then, moving on, Barry and I headed on to the cinema to realize that the time again online had changed. What I mean by that is, online I had given Barry, which one does he want, Brooklyn or what's the other fella? This one, Spectre. He said Spectre, and I already assumed 1950 or 10 to 8 was the next showing for Spectre. Apparently not, it's actually 7:30. So, which to a certain degree we were actually very lucky. Like, the film hadn't even started and we were 20 minutes late, like. So, like, we were at 1952 when we purchased the tickets. Well, got the tickets in our case, because we have the unlimited cards. But as it happened, so we got it we're very lucky we got in. The film hadn't even started. The trailers, I think, had just finished. Yeah, the trailers had just finished. And so, the film, so it was grand. We were grand in that way. So then we left, and there's this character from Star Wars, which is Inimikio, which I'll be uploading on Facebook as well. We took a few selfies. Then on the way home, I took a few pics of Christmas decorations in O'Connell Street. Well, more so, that should say lights, by the way. So I said, that'd be fantastic, Then I saw and noticed that cyclists are to beware that there are now loose lines. So I said, and I actually was looking for them. So yeah, that'd be pretty dangerous. So I'll leave it at that, guys. And I'll speak to y'all soon again for the next episode. So look out yourselves and take care.